wish upon a star. Makes no difference who you are. Anyone you'd like to hear will come to you. Hey there! Now we're going to explore Big Hero 6 characters. Let's get heroic. We start with Hiro Hamada. 14-year-old Hiro Hamada is a robotics genius. He can build anything, although he doesn't always use his skills for good. In fact, Hiro has a tendency to use his bots to win money at illegal bot fights, although he'll be the first to tell you that the fights aren't illegal. Only betting on them is. Hiro can sometimes come across as brash and cocky. At other times, he seems shy and socially awkward. Hiro has a hard time making friends. He also finds school to be boring and would rather teach himself, much to the chagrin of his Aunt Cass. This all changes when Hiro's older brother Tadashi introduces him to a world of new possibilities and new friends at the San Francisco Institute of Technology. When Tadashi dies tragically, Hiro finds himself the unwitting leader of a group of superheroes who come to be known as Big Hero 6.
Did you know that?
Hiro graduated from high school at 13 years old, and Baymax's scan of Hiro shows that he is slightly allergic to peanuts. Hiro's parents died when he was 3 years old, and Hiro loves gummy bears.
Now you know.
This is Tadashi Hamada. Kind, caring, and encouraging, Tadashi is the perfect role model for his brother Hiro, a position he takes very seriously. But that doesn't stop his silly side from coming out on occasion. He is a gentle, understanding brother, but he is not above scolding Hiro when he does something wrong. Still, rather than just tell Hiro what's best for him, Tadashi prefers to find a way to get Hiro to realize it on his own. Tadashi is a student at the San Francisco Institute of Technology. Like Hiro, he is gifted at robotics. More than anything, he just wants to help people. To this end, he built and programmed a state-of-the-art healthcare companion robot, Baymax, who can diagnose and treat almost any ailment. This is Aunt Cass. As owner of the popular Lucky Cat Cafe and full-time caregiver to 2 teenage boys, Aunt Cass is a bit overworked, but that doesn't stop her from always being ready with a laugh, a hug, or a home-cooked meal. Cass is upbeat and usually in a good mood, which she shows by being very talkative. She is also incredibly proud of Hiro and Tadashi, and she'll tell anyone who will listen. As loving as she is, Cass does tend to be a bit absent-minded and can be oblivious to what's going on around her, as evidenced by Hiro's ability to sneak Baymax in and out of the house right under her nose. Now here is Baymax. Baymax is a robotic healthcare companion. He was built by Tadashi Hamada to improve healthcare around the world. He is summoned by the sound of distress and can be dismissed with the words, "I am satisfied with my care." Baymax will take his time thinking through even the simplest situations, and he has a tendency to get distracted by his curiosity about the world. Baymax's lack of understanding of human emotion or sarcasm means he tends to take things very literally. But it's the nurse chip, a special computer chip located where his heart would be, that really makes Baymax the lovable robot he is. This chip contains Baymax's memories and personality. Baymax cares deeply about Hiro and would do anything for him, as long as it doesn't go against his primary objective never to harm a human being.
Did you know that?
Without his armor, Baymax is 6 feet 2 inches tall. It took Tadashi 84 tries to perfect Baymax, and Baymax makes a cameo in Zootopia as an antenna topper on Phoenix Van. One of the Kakamora in Moana also has Baymax's face, as does a Snowgy in Frozen Fever.
Now you know.
This is GoGo Tomago. GoGo is a mechanical engineering student. She lives for speed and is willing to take on any challenge. GoGo is tough, athletic, and sarcastic. Her fierce attitude makes her somewhat unapproachable, and even her closest friends have a hard time getting her to open up. In spite of this, GoGo is a loyal and protective friend whose ability to think calmly and take control of a situation, even when the odds are against her, make her a natural leader. She also has a strong moral code and is willing to stand up to anyone who is doing what she deems unethical, even if that person is her friend. That's Fred. This good-natured comic book enthusiast and monster movie fan is the son of a wealthy couple in San Francisco. Although his parents are often away, Fred has a full access to the family mansion and fortune, which come in very handy for the members of Big Hero 6. Unlike his friends, Fred isn't a student at the San Francisco Institute of Technology. He's an English major at nearby SF State, but he does love science, and he puts his enthusiasm to good use as SFIT's mascot. His skill at twirling things is also surprisingly useful in combat. Meet Wasabi. Wasabi is a physics student at San Francisco Institute of Technology, where he channels his love for planning, precision, and organization into the science of creating lasers. Of all his friends, Wasabi appears to be the one with the most common sense. Wasabi is a neatnik who follows the rules and would prefer to take the time to think a situation out carefully rather than just jump in. He is also a bit jumpy and often gets scared of intense situations, but Wasabi is no coward. His fearfulness melts away in the face of danger posed to others, and he has shown on more than one occasion that he is willing to risk his own life for his friends. And while he'd always rather have a plan, he's pretty good at thinking on his feet and reacting quickly when necessary.
Did you know that?
Wasabi is 6 feet 4 inches tall, and he got his name after he once spilled wasabi on his shirt. And he is afraid of heights.
Now you know.
That's Honey Lemon. Don't let Honey Lemon's funky glasses and eye-catching outfits fool you. There's a lot more to this Latina fashionista than her unique sense of style. A chemistry whiz with a can-do attitude and a love for explosive reactions. She's pretty much unstoppable. Honey is sweet, outgoing, and highly photogenic. She loves to take pictures of herself and her friends on her smartphone whenever she goes somewhere exciting. Honey is also an extreme optimist. She is the one who keeps her friends smiling, even when the going gets tough. Honey is the most observant of her friends and possesses excellent deductive skills, but her true passion is for chemistry, especially mixing up concoctions in the blink of an eye. This can give her a bit of a mad scientist vibe, which she personally loves. This is Mr. Yama. Mr. Yama is the undisputed champion of the bot fighting scene. He is sure that his bot Little Yama is the best in all of San Francisco, and he revels in rubbing his wins in his failed competitors' faces. His arrogance gets challenged, however, when he meets Hiro Hamada. Mr. Yama does not take well to losing, and he reveals his dangerous nature by sizzing his goons on Hiro after the fight. That's Robert Caligan. A world-renowned scientist and professor at the San Francisco Institute of Technology, Robert Caligan is a brilliant roboticist who serves as a mentor to Tadashi Hamada. Caligan appears to be a kind, loving man determined to use science to change the world for the better. And this was once true. But when he loses his daughter in an accident allowed by Alistair Cray, everything changes. Bent on getting revenge on Cray, Caligan's heart hardens as he eventually becomes the villain, Yokai. As Yokai, the professor seemingly has no moral compass. He is cold-hearted, completely lacking in compassion, and will stop at nothing to use his vast swarm of microbots to get the revenge he seeks, no matter whom he hurts. It is not until his final battle that he seems capable of even the smallest regret for the damage he has caused.
Did you know that?
According to a scan by Baymax, Robert Caligan suffers from acute stress disorder and emotional instability. Baymax's scan also reveals that Caligan has AB negative blood and weighs 173 pounds. And the name Yokai is never spoken in the movie. Instead, he is referred to as Guy in the Kabuki Mask, Masked Man, or just Man in the Mask.
Now you know.
Here is Abigail Caligan. Abigail is the daughter of world-renowned scientist Robert Caligan. As a child, she had a keen interest in bot fighting and technology, and when she grew up, she chose a career as a test pilot for Cray Tech. During a test flight for an experimental teleportation system, she was lost and presumed dead, an event that caused her father to spiral into grief and fury. But Abigail is not dead after all. Rather, she is suspended in a state of hypersleep, from which she is awakened once rescued by Hiro and Baymax. And this is Alistair Cray. Entrepreneur, tech guru, and CEO of Cray Tech, Alistair Cray is always on the hunt for the next big thing. The charismatic Cray built his company from scratch, and he's very proud of it. But his business practices are somewhat questionable, and he's been accused of cutting corners and ignoring scientific evidence in order to save money. Cray is used to getting, or at least buying, his way, and does not like being told no. Even so, he isn't out to hurt anyone. He simply doesn't always consider the consequences of his actions. And that's all I got for Big Hero 6. Join me next time, and we'll find some characters from one of the darkest films, The Black Cauldron.